Hello folks, my name is Carl and welcome back to the channel. So Canada is about to make the biggest change to its immigration selection system since express entry launched in 2015. And most people have no idea it's even happening. On April 23rd, the Canadian government quietly opened a public consultation on a proposed overhaul of express entry, the system that most skilled workers use to get permanent residence in Canada. The consultation closes on May 24th, that's 22 days from today. Here's why that matters to you directly. If these changes go through, your CRS score could drop overnight with no warning. Points you've been counting on could disappear, and some people who couldn't qualify may suddenly find themselves competitive. The video breaks down exactly what's proposed, who wins, who loses, and what you should be doing right now before the rules change. Let's get into it. Now, what is express entry and why does it even matter? So a quick background for anyone who is new to this. Express entry is Canada's main system for managing applications from skilled workers who want permanent residence. It covers three federal programs: the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Canadian Experience Class, and the Federal Skilled Trades Program. So here is how it works. You create a profile, and then after creating the profile, you get scored using something called the Comprehensive Ranking System, the CRS. The higher your score, the sooner you get invited to apply for PR. Canada holds draws regularly, picking the highest scoring candidates from the pool. Now, as of April 26th, 2026, there are 234,452 profiles sitting in that pool. That is your competition, okay? Now, CRS cut-offs vary depending on the type of draw. For Canadian Experience Class draws, which are the most common general draws, cut-offs have been running between 509 and 533 this year. To put that in perspective, that's a high bar. Many people have been in the pool for months or even years waiting for their score to be competitive enough. French language draws have been running much lower cut-offs of around 393 to 419 in 2026, and category-based draws for specific sectors like healthcare have been even more targeted. That's the system as it exists today, and we're going to talk about what Canada wants to change and why. Why is IRCC changing everything? The government's stated reason is simple, and honestly, it kind of makes sense. IRCC's research shows that some of the factors currently used to score candidates are actually weak predictors of how well people do economically after arriving in Canada. Things like whether your spouse speaks French, whether you studied in Canada, whether you have a sibling in Canada. These are currently worth CRS points, but the data says they don't reliably predict whether someone will succeed economically. What actually predicts success, you may ask? 1, strong language skills, high earning occupations, and work experience, whether it is Canadian or foreign. These actually make sense. So the government wants to redesign the scoring system around what actually works. It sounds reasonable on paper, but as we'll see, the details matter enormously, because the same change that helps one group of people can quietly hurt another. The consultation opened on April 23rd and runs until May 24th. It's an official government process, and you can find it on canada.ca. And let me say, this is not a final decision. These are proposed changes that will go through regulatory approval and be published in the Canada Gazette before taking effect. The full implementation timeline is about 12 to 18 months from now, though some specific changes like score adjustments can move faster than that. So you have time, but you need to understand what's coming so you can position yourself now. Now let's talk about the 4 big proposed changes. I'm going to walk you through exactly what's on the table. Now, change number 1. 3 programs become 1. Right now, you have to qualify for one of the 3 separate federal programs to even enter the express entry pool: the Federal Skilled Worker, Canadian Experience Class, or Federal Skilled Trades. IRCC is proposing to scrap all 3 and replace them with a single federal high skilled program. The new minimum eligibility would be a high school diploma or equivalent, a language score of at least CLB 6, and 1 year of skilled work experience in a tier 0 to 3 occupation and anywhere in the world. The last part is significant. Right now, the Canadian experience class specifically requires Canadian work experience. Under the new system, foreign work experience counts on equal footing. It sounds like good news, and for many people outside Canada, it actually is. But here is the honest caveat. A simpler entry gate means more people can get into the pool. More people in the pool means more competition for the same number of spots. A wider door does not necessarily mean a shorter wait. Now, change number 2. The high wage occupation factor. This is the biggest one. IRCC is proposing to introduce a brand new CRS scoring factor. Extra points for candidates working or holding a job offer in a high wage occupation. High wage is defined as any occupation where the median salary is above the national Canadian median wage. The higher above the median, the more points you get. 3 proposed tiers: occupations earning 1.3 times the median, 1.5 times, and 2 times the median. Examples at the top tier include physicians and professors. The full list of qualifying occupations hasn't been published yet. It will be based on Statistics Canada and the Federal Job Bank data. But as you can see, this single change would fundamentally shift who gets selected. What it means practically: if you work in a high-earning field, tech, medicine, engineering, law, finance, your profile gets a significant boost. If you work in a field that pays below the national median, your profile gets relatively weaker, even if your other factors stay the same. Change number 3. Job offer points are coming back, but with strict conditions. In March 2025, IRCC removed the job offer bonus points from CRS entirely. People who had been counting on these points saw their scores drop by 50 to 200 points overnight with no warning. Now they are coming back, but only for job offers in high wage occupations. So a job offer at a low or medium wage employer won't boost your score. A job offer at a company in a high wage occupation will. The government's reasoning is that restricting job offer points to high wage roles reduces the fraud and fake job offer schemes that plagued the old system. Now, the honest impact is, if you have a Canadian employer in a high wage sector, this is good news. If your job offer is in a lower wage field, a job offer still matters for eligibility, but it will no longer move your score. Now let's talk about change number 4, points being removed. This is where many people get hurt. This is the part most channels aren't talking about enough because it affects a lot of people who thought their profile was safe. IRCC is proposing to remove or reduce CRS points for the following: spousal French proficiency. It's currently worth points if your partner speaks French. It's proposed to be cut out. Canadian study history. It's currently worth bonus points if you studied in Canada. There's a proposal to cut that or significantly reduce it, with education points only going to candidates who completed graduate level studies in Canada, masters and the likes. Now, siblings in Canada is currently worth 15 points if you have a brother or sister who is a Canadian citizen or PR. There's a proposal to cut that. The spousal factors grid, a set of bonus points related to your spouse's language and education. There's a proposal to overhaul that as well. And here's the one that surprised a lot of people. French language bonus points within the general CRS are also proposed to be eliminated. The reasoning is that French speakers are already handled through dedicated French category draws, so adding extra points in the general pool is redundant. For French speakers, you are not being necessarily abandoned. The French draws are continuing and have been very active this year. But the way your advantage is expressed is changing. It moves from general CRS bonus points to category-specific draws. If you speak French, you should be focused on the French language category, not trying to boost your general CRS score. The hard truth for everyone else: if your current CRS score relies heavily on spousal points, sibling points, or Canadian study bonus, your score is going to look different when these changes take effect. And there is no grandfather protection. Existing profiles will be recalculated under the new rules on day 1. So now let's talk about who wins and who loses. Let me be direct about this because I think you deserve a straight answer on this channel. You likely benefit if you are in a high wage occupation, tech, medicine, law, engineering, finance, certain management roles, and the likes. Your language scores are strong, CLB 8 or above in English or French. You have foreign work experience but couldn't qualify through CEC because it required Canadian experience. You are a tradesperson with a Red Seal designation. You may be negatively affected if your CRS score currently relies on spousal bonus points, sibling points, or a Canadian study credential bonus. You are in a lower or medium wage occupation, customer service, hospitality, logistics, administrative roles. You are a STEM professional still waiting for a category draw. It's been 23 months since the last STEM draw, and the new system doesn't specifically address this gap. You have a CRS score in the 500 to 515 range. This is the group most at risk from score recalculation. The PMP alternative, well, don't overlook this because the PMP programs are expected to have 65% more spots in 2026 compared to 2025. A provincial nomination adds 600 CRS points, which essentially guarantees an invitation regardless of your base score. If your profile is in the middle of the pack and the federal changes feel uncertain, the PMP route has never had more opportunity than right now. So what you should do right now. Here is the practical part. First, understand that nothing has changed yet. These are proposed changes. They are not law. They are not even finalized policy. Before any of this takes effect, IRCC has to complete the consultation, review feedback, draft regulatory amendments, and publish in the Canada Gazette. The full suite of changes is expected to take 12 to 18 months to implement. Some individual score adjustments could come faster, but you would have noticed before they hit. Keep your express entry profile active and updated. Keep pursuing your application under the current rules. Do not pause anything waiting for this. Secondly, assess your profile honestly. Look at the current CRS score and identify which factors it relies on. If a significant chunk comes from spousal points, sibling points, or Canadian study bonuses, you need a strategy that doesn't depend on those holding. If you are in a high wage occupation or can get an offer in one, that becomes increasingly important under the proposed system. And third, if you speak French, focus on the French category draws. The French category is running actively and at much lower cutoffs than the general CEC draws. The lowest cutoffs in 2026 so far was 393. If you have a French at CLB 7 or above, which is the minimum for French category draws, this is your clearest pathway right now, regardless of what happens with the general CRS reforms. Fourth, consider the PMP seriously. If your federal express entry profile is stuck or uncertain, the provincial route has become the most powerful alternative in the system right now. Research the provinces most aligned with your occupation and experience. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick have been among the most active for internationally trained workers. Now, fifth, participate in the consultation if you can, because this is your chance to give IRCC direct feedback before decisions are made. You do not need to be an expert. You do not need to be in Canada. Anyone can participate through the official survey on canada.ca. The deadline is May 24th, and I'll put the link in the description below. Here's the bottom line. Express entry is being redesigned around one clear principle. Canada wants to select immigrants who will earn well and contribute economically from day one. High language scores, high wage occupations, and relevant work experience are becoming the core drivers of selection. Everything else is being treated as secondary. If your profile fits that picture, this overhaul could work in your favor. If it doesn't, now is the time to figure out what to do before the rules change. I'll be back with a full update the moment IRCC publishes the final changes, so subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. If you have any questions about how these proposed changes affect your specific profile, drop them in the comments. I'll try to read and answer each one of them. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.